Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 14.
Listen, we need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Robyn and Kody go on a date. He is so excited to have her all to himself. Robyn plans to talk to Kody about the girls wanting to find a church.
Listen here, man. What do you mean you happy to have it all to yourself? You've been had it all to yourself, even when you had 4 wives.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
Christine and David are having an engagement party.
Mm-hmm.
Janelle and Christine did not have engagement parties for their first wedding.
Yeah.
The meshing of the David-Christine families are going very well.
Mm-hmm.
She, of course, is wearing a white dress, and she ends up getting some taco dribble on her dress.
Nope.
But thankfully, Janelle keeps a Tide pin with her, so she was able to fix it up. But David wins the bet. He said she was going to mess up her dress, so he gets $5. Christine talks about how she was in love with Kody, but her love for David is deeper.
Yeah.
David likes to be involved with everything. It's his wedding too. Cody wasn't so much into that.
Yeah, there's nothing really special or anything what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's normal for men not to be involved in the wedding process and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but Christine's happiness is rubbing me the wrong way.
It feels like spite.
And it don't put it like this, it don't feel like happiness.
It does not feel like joy.
Right? and I understand, like, oh my goodness, she didn't have this wedding, Chris. She didn't have a love and things of that nature. If you even look on, like, you know, when they do the confessionals and like they show like her name or show people name, on like Meri's name, it says like Kody's ex-wife or something like that, or like it says ex-wife, and then it says on Janelle's it says ex-wife, but for Christine it says polygamous. Yeah, ex polygamous, right?
Mm-hmm.
It don't even say ex-wife of Kody, right? Meaning I'm away from the whole religion, whatever it is.
Yeah.
My only thing is, hey, you're wearing white to eat tacos, to eat beef tacos or like whatever burritos. It just comes off as if it's look at me. And maybe it's not for me to judge, but I'm judging, you know?
I don't know. It's her engagement party, so they should be looking at her. But I will.
But it don't feel. It don't. I don't know. It don't. I don't feel the happiness. I don't feel the happiness.
Yeah. So Meri and Jenn are going to visit their friend Brandi in Vegas.
Yeah.
Jenn does not like Vegas because it's a lot of people and it's hot. But it's funny because that's where they were actually living when they met each other. Meri had a lot of tears with the false hope in her marriage, and Kody had a whole list of things for her to do before they could work on their relationship. And here we are, divorced.
Yeah. You have anything to add to that scene?
Nope.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
So with Robyn and Kody, number one, they're at the same restaurant where they were at. I mean, they frequent this restaurant a lot, as well as the Mexican place they go to. But this is the restaurant to where he was at with Janelle when Janelle was trying to figure out information about the land, and he wasn't trying to say too much or nothing.
And he basically trying to get back with Janelle.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I think it's the exact same room as well.
It is the exact
same room. And maybe I'm picking, but I'm just like, y'all can't go nowhere else. Like... like, because when I see these situations at these restaurants, I'm just immediately called back to previous conversations in the same room. And I'm just like, you know, make it fresh, make it new, make it feel different. I feel like this is another thing that is kind of like weighing down, like, you know, just kind of like the cloud of depression. I'm just like, everything is just so drab, and every conversation that was tough you have in the same spaces. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, Blair, when the food is good, the food is good. Okay. Put me back in the same place, the same seat, the same room, and give me the same meal that I had last time.
And I probably figure it probably has a lot to do with filming too, as far as like what places they can film in.
Maybe.
And what's easier. So who knows? Well, Robyn tells him the girls want to go to church, and they ask Robyn to help. They are not interested in Robyn and Kody's church. The church that they are attached to believes in plural marriage, and it was a lot of folks who were previously associated with the Mormon church.
Yeah.
So the girls are also ready to date guys with similar values as them. Kody has mixed feelings about it. He has his own fears surrounding the church.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to poison the girls' experience, but he doesn't want them involved in any type of cult-like churches.
And that's the only benefit I could see from being part of churches like this, is that once you get out, that's the only benefit. Once you get out, you kind of be like, ooh, look what I was part of.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And of course, I don't agree with Kody in totality about, hey, try all these other different things and see where you land. But I do find it I do think you should be knowledgeable about things, right? It doesn't mean that you shouldn't read about things and things of that nature. But I think Kody, to his point, is like, I think my well is a little too poisoned, so I don't want to influence what they think, but I don't want them part of no cult churches. And I'm like, as he is the father, I can see where he's coming from. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they also touch on how the girls decided to go to Robyn and not Kody because they pretty much know that Kody has a negative experience with the church, and they don't want to sit there and get that lecture from him about why church is so bad. And I'm glad that Kody recognizes, because Kody doesn't recognize a lot of things about himself.
Not at all.
So I'm glad he recognizes that he should take a back seat in this so that they can actually enjoy the experience of finding a church that they actually do enjoy.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
So Meri tells her friends about the spiritual release and how he asked her why she was moving so fast. And he even asked her if she has a guy on the side waiting. She told him no. And she also told him, you have no interest in being in a relationship with me. What other option do I have other than getting a separation?
That is true.
She texted him after the the spiritual divorce, and he called her within 20 minutes. She talks about how the text was just about her being released and thanking him for the time they spent together. But the legal divorce made her feel like she was signing away her marriage that time anyway.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is where I blame Meri. I only blame Meri for this. I'm happy that she got her release and finally is looking for peace and finally getting closure over something that happened years ago. My only beef with Meri is, Meri, you could have experienced this years ago when it comes to closure. The idea, or even the fact that we had to watch seasons and seasons and seasons of you basically like a lap dog, basically begging for attention, just basically Kody just mistreating you in a way. And here's the thing about it. I'm not going to fall for that. Well, Kody didn't tell me directly that like it was completely over for us. You can feel it. And like we saw it. So it's like, I'm happy that you're finally getting that closure, but I'm like, you could have experienced this at least 5 to 10 years ago, you know?
I think that, just touching on the legal divorce, I feel like that's kind of a situation when it comes like what first came first, like the chicken or the egg. Yeah. Because were you guys already on a downward spiral when that happened, or did the downward spiral happen after that because you were so emotionally distraught about being divorced on paper, being that you were the first wife? Yeah. And you might have been taking things out on him unconsciously or consciously, because that's something you had to do, is to dissolve your marriage. So I think that legal divorce had a huge impact in their dynamic. And when it comes to Kody, like, whether he notices the change in his wife or not, if he doesn't want to address or deal with something, he won't. And with Meri, she may want to try to improve their situation or experiences, but she was probably hurt at the same time. So, and then, like I said, like if Kody don't want to talk to you, he's not going to. He's not going to. So I feel like it was kind of doomed after that legal divorce anyway. Like I don't think anything could have been different after that.
That's true.
So Kody says that religion comes with a lot of pressure. He has been spending a lot of time losing his religion and gaining his faith. Okay. The church did not support the family when they were going public, and Robyn tells Kody that we all know that religion is an intense topic for you.
It is.
Brianna and Aurora both say he can be intimidating, and Robyn tells him that they need to experience this for themselves. Kody would be the type to be judging whether the preacher is right or wrong, and everyone in the room would know whether or not he agrees.
Oh, yeah, they said he be in service looking through his Bible while the preacher's preaching. Yep.
So he knows he needs to learn to ride in the back seat. Robyn doesn't want their kids to choose a church for a cute boy, but Kody would be fine if they did, if that led them to the Mormon church.
And here's the thing about it, right? We gotta be real and be be realistic about like social gatherings, right? There's benefits to social gatherings. Number one, you have like-minded people, and then on top of that, like, we are people that need people, right? They met as they go tell their story in their social gathering and things like that. So I understand that you may not want them to meet or go to church just for a boy, but if they go to a church that they really believe in, and it just so happens that there's a guy there that has the same beliefs and have the same faith and is a good guy, I don't see why you can't like take out two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
You know?
And I get Robyn's perspective of wanting them to really focus on their spiritual journey.
Yeah.
But I think that not only are you focusing on your spiritual journey for yourself independently, being part of this social group is going to intensify and strengthen whatever journey that you're going through.
Yeah.
And a partner might do the same. And honestly, these girls are college age. They should be dating and getting to know people and figuring out what they want in a partner. And these are the things that they should do. I really don't get when some people, you know, or some parents kind of push dating as like this thing that, okay, you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to do it. And then the person, no offense to you, but the person turns into somebody who is 40 something, who never really dated, married the first person that they dated, and all these years later they're lost, they don't know what they want, and they never got to experience dating. Like, let people live a little bit, you know, within the confines of their belief systems, and allow them to really truly, when it's time for them to pick a spouse, be secure in the spouse that they choose.
It's like, look, we all gonna make mistakes, you know?
So Kody was defensive when he called Meri. Meri thinks that he thought that she was going to be nasty about it, and she wasn't. Yeah. And Christine admitted that, you know, when three wives leave one guy, it's going to be messy. I think Christine also added her own sauce to the mess to twist the knife.
Of course.
Janelle stood up for herself. She was not trying to be vindictive, and she thinks it's a little weird that people might consider it rude, but I feel like Janelle, she's respectful most of the time, but Kody does get amped. And Janelle, she will try to stay calm, but Kody be doing too much sometimes.
It's in her, not on her.
So Jen thinks that Kody was upset because he had no control over the breakup. And Brandi says that, what's her name? Meri was experiencing Stockholm Syndrome. Kody says that Brandi and what's her name? Meri's friends do not know him like that. Meri doesn't have to talk trash because she has her friends doing it for her. Meri feels like they know him well enough. She stayed long in this marriage because of her commitment to the marriage.
Yeah, she even said something about that. I think they went on double dates and something like that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about it. I don't think the friends are bashing Kody just because, like, as like Kody is innocent. I think they see Meri in this like stage of her life where she really was like stuck in quicksand and she couldn't really grow as a person. You get what I'm saying? So now that she's actually free to talk and free to move, and like she's in Vegas right now, it's like I don't think she realized the damage that Kody has done, or not even Kody has done, but the damage that she had put herself through of staying in a relationship where somebody do not want her. Your self-esteem is consistently attacked. You get what I'm saying? Your social circle is smaller and smaller because when she's with Kody, this is the most I ever see Meri with her friends. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I can see where the friends are coming from. And Kody, at the end of the day, Meri is gone. You ain't got to think about Meri no more. It shouldn't be your concern if her friends or what they're saying about you. You get what I'm saying?
So Kody tells Robyn that it's fine if she wants to go to the church with the girls, and it's fine that the girls go to church. As long as they don't block him out, he would like to join at some point. He doesn't want people thinking that she's a single mother. He says a lot of guys be on Robyn's body.
Do they? I see.
And would try to get to him to get to her. They talk about how they met in church. They locked eyes, and then a couple months later, she actually met them at her cousin's house. And she says that she will wear her ring to church so that way people know that she is married.
That don't mean anything to guys that want to talk to you.
Well, Jen says during the move, Kody had a full breakdown, but how is that possible with all of the heinous things that he has said?
That's what I was thinking.
Meri was wondering if she maybe made the wrong decision after seeing him break down, and Jen felt that Meri needed to tell him to get out of her life completely. But Meri's not at that point yet.
No, she's not.
Brandi has always seen Kody favor Robyn, and Meri says that Robyn saw what we had as a family and wanted it, but she didn't think that Robyn was trying to get all of his attention or be the favorite wife.
Okay.
And then the friend Brandi asked, how did it become that he needed to stay at Robyn's house for all of COVID? And Meri tells her that he wanted to keep the little kids safe. Meri put a lot into that relationship with Robyn, and it was not reciprocated. Another example is Meri's mom's funeral. Robyn didn't come to support Meri, but Kody did, but apparently they were following COVID rules. Robyn explains that they both couldn't quarantine away from the kids, so that's why Kody went pretty much like as a representative.
Yeah.
So that way, Meri would be supported, but both parents wouldn't be around a large group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Robyn also says that she missed out on Avalon's birth and her dad was sick around that time as well.
Okay.
So Meri stopped reaching out to Robyn because it wasn't being reciprocated. Meri stayed out of other people's marriage, but they didn't stay out of her marriage. Yeah. And then they bring up the conversation where Robyn was there during Meri and Kody's breakup conversation. Mm-hmm. And later on, Kody said how that was so hard on Robyn, but Meri was clearly hurt during the conversation as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so much. I want to zero in on this. You didn't show up for my mama funeral thing, mm-hmm. right? She basically said what we said episodes ago. If y'all follow the playlist, I said I see a lot of Robyn crying, talking about Meri, don't leave, don't go, baby, please, right? Mm-hmm. But whole time I never felt like she wanted Meri to stay for the benefit of Meri.
Right.
She wanted her to stay for the benefit of you are the only wife that makes this marriage plural.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What is your thoughts on just let's break this bit by bit. Do you want to start with the COVID one?
You can. Wherever you want to start, we can start.
What is your thoughts on the COVID one? On the idea that when Meri's mother died, that Meri used the excuse of, not Meri, Robyn used the excuse of, we both can't quarantine. You know, one of us got to be in quarantine and the other one got to take care of the kids. Is that a good excuse?
To me, that's a good excuse. Because during those times, it was a lot going on. Things were crazy. Yeah. People were not living at an alarming rate.
They were dropping.
Yes. So I totally think it was fine for Kody to go and be quarantined like in a separate side of the house, and Robyn just kind of keeping things going until they're making sure that Kody's clear from COVID. So it was a crazy time. I think people forget that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, like she could have been there. Honestly, with the way things were going, like mm-hmm. people weren't trying to take any risks. So I don't think of that as so bad, but I will say Robyn could have called her. Robyn could have sent her flowers.
That's what
Robyn could have sent her like meals. You know what I'm saying? Like if she really cared about Meri, it's not a thing of did you show up to the funeral or not. It's like mm-hmm. how supportive were you?
Yeah,
you know.
Whenever situations like this happens, right? Because surprisingly, I actually agree with you, but let me tell you where I differ in all the other things. Whenever a friendship breaks, what happens is we as humans have a habit of reverse engineering now. So now we use the past to actually justify the present. So in the moment when she didn't show up for COVID, it could be understood of like, okay, you got quarantine and things like that. But when you're not returning calls, when you're not visiting and things like that, then you kind of go back and we're like, well, she did not show up for my mama's funeral, you know? And my only thing is the reason why I'm 100% on Meri's side is because, number one, I want to know, like, was it ever an option for you to go and Kody to stay back? That's what I want to know, number one. Number two, forget the vid, right? When Meri was moving, right? When she was moving, you came by just to cry and then you left. You didn't help the move. You ain't help the like.
What she needed was help. She didn't need no little.
You ain't help
journal.
her pack. The crying was for you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You ain't help her pack. You ain't help her do anything. And then she said you're not returning calls. So I'm like, oh, Robyn, I don't know how much I'm going to like really give you bail to get out of jail, because forget the vid, because guess what? That was new for everybody. But when it was time for something that benefits Meri, only Meri, as in like moving, you came by, dropped something off, cried, got back in your truck and left all in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally. So I'm like, you haven't shown yourself to be a good. Kody and Meri was over here basically playing pin the tail on a donkey, flirting with each other the whole time and things like that, and you was nowhere to be found, mm-hmm. right? Also, I don't know, Meri, because now I'm starting to see Robyn in a different light. I know it took me 2 seasons reviewing the show to see it. Meri said, I don't think Robyn came in with the intention to be the favorite wife. I don't know about that. I think she came with the intention of like, I'm going to be maybe favorite is not the word, but I think when you come in last, you kind of got the benefit to kind of see everybody to like basically scope the land and basically see where you can kind of like be better than everybody else in. So I think Robyn had the benefit of being the last and being younger than everybody, that she can like basically be like, you know what, I'm gonna be better than her at this, I'm gonna be better at her at this, and I'm gonna be better at her at this, and then in turns end up her being the favorite wife, even to the point where the friend says, I saw the favoritism early on, and I think that's only because Robyn had the benefit of being the last wife.
And the where I disagree with that is I don't think Robyn could have done anything to be the favorite wife. I think that Kody just favored her. I think that she was younger.
Yeah.
I think that he really liked her. He enjoyed their courting process. It was different than all of the other ladies. A lot of it was like pushed on him from the church.
So basically, you saying you think like it because it was his choice, his liberty that like, okay.
Yeah, I think that a lot of just how their courting happened, it was a lot more enjoyable for him to fall in love with Robyn versus kind of having these arranged situations through the church or like Janelle wanting to join the family and then being like, okay, you can join, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like kind of like building these relationships with these women. I forget exactly with the Meri situation. I think they really did like each other at the beginning, but they were also very, very young. So I think with Robyn, this was probably his real first adult relationship to where he had just the choice and how to go about it himself. And I think that is also in turn what made her the favorite.
Matter of fact, I ain't think of it that way because I totally took the church out of it because we don't see Kody go to church.
Right.
So I totally forgot that like he really didn't have a choice in the sense of, now I don't want to make it seem like oh no, like it was forced upon him, but the fact that he was kind of already losing his religion by the time he got to Robyn, and it kind of felt like normal. like a little more normal than all the others. You get what I'm saying? Well, I like that perspective. It's very new. What else happened? But yeah, I don't think Robyn's a good friend to Meri for Meri.
No.
I don't.
Her friendship is very self-serving.
Yeah, I think it's self-serving too.
Yeah. So Meri and her friends go to the old house in Vegas.
Yeah.
Everyone except Janelle has gone back to see it. Janelle is like, that chapter of my life is closed. I really don't need to go back there. Meri is beyond it. She talks about how she would choose to join Brandi's family because her husband is awesome, but Brandi would be a rough sister wife.
Yeah.
And she just kind of wraps everything up with saying that she was married once, twice divorced, and that is a story to be told.
Anything else?
That's all.
What do you think about this episode? What I got out of it from most of the time outside of Christine happiness kind of making me be the opposite of happy was that like I think if I was to go on a deep dive, I think Meri would have stayed if she truly had a friend, right? And when I say a friend, I mean, like, I think people can feel when there's some type of self-serving, like, benefits to, like, them. I think the whole Robyn saying, like, just stay here, just like, you know, just, it's okay. Kody really feels this way. I think Meri, in some way in her body, felt like, no, this is for you. This ain't for me. I don't think Meri had a real friend, so it made it feel like the walls was caving in even more and more and more and more. And I think if Robyn was a true friend, as she tried to say she is, Meri still would have been in that sinking sand thing. But I'm happy Meri is free, though.
Yeah. I will say, just to give my honest opinion, I think this show is on its last leg.
No, the show is definitely over.
Yeah, and I think that the issue, too, with the show, number one is the point of tuning in was to peek into the lives of someone who lives their life differently, of a polygamous family.
Help me.
We've got a whole lot of single folks, monogamous folks. So it's no longer kind of like looking into like the other side, so to speak. And a lot of people are doing things individually and it's no longer a unit, which is fine. It was interesting to a point to see the dissolution of the marriages, but now that people are really kind of like living their own separate lives, it's great, but I'm not that attached to them to follow them on their own personal journeys. And then the other thing is the show is just a lot of rehashing. We already saw what happened
like
with
seasons,
Kody and Robyn. I'm just specifically talking about the moving portion. And then we saw what Meri thought about it during her confessional. Now we got to see Meri talk to her friends about it and share more of what she thought about it. And I'm just like, it's just a lot of repetitive rehashing and there's really not a lot going on in the story. We saw Christine get married, but now we're going back to see Christine find a dress, get a cake, do the engagement party. And it's just kind of like, y'all, you know, y'all are on your last leg.
Listen here, then y'all tell us, is there another interesting polygamous show out there? You get what I'm saying?
Well, there is another one that I watch. what is it, Seeking Sister Wife, to where it's polygamous couples.
Did they only just add seeking in front of sister wives or something like that?
Like to where it's like couples looking for a sister wife to add to their families, which is like really interesting. So
basically you saying like, hey, after 10 plus seasons of Sister Wives with Kody, y'all on y'all last legs and things like that, maybe we need to restart the polygamous reality TV show journey with somebody else, to where it's more interesting, because y'all not even together.
Yeah,
y'all not even in the same state anymore. Let us know what y'all think. Subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be around for at least the end of this season, at least. You get me? Anything else?
That's all I got.
Y'all be good.
Bye.